So this is Boros Heroic in Pioneer. So it's pretty straightforward. You play a bunch of small creatures that get pumped when you either target them with spells or you just cast spells in general, and then a bunch of pump spells and a few other spells, and then you just try to aggro out your opponent. So the creatures are Favored Hoplite, a 1/2 that whenever you target it, it gets +1 counter and prevent all the damage that we've dealt to it this turn. Monastery Swiftspear, of course. We've got, and then those are the 1-drops, and then on 2 we've got 10th District Legionnaire, which is haste and target it to give it a +1 counter and scry 1. Dreadhorde Arcanist, which has trample, and whenever you attack with it, you can cast an instant or sorcery from your graveyard with lesser value than the power of Dreadhorde Arcanist, or equal to it. So basically, all the spells in the deck cost 1 mana, except for Sajiri Shelter, but all the rest of them cost 1 mana. So Dreadhorde Arcanist gets to recast spells from the graveyard. And then finally, Illuminator Virtuoso, which is double strike, and when you target it, it connives, so you loot, and if you discard anything that's not a land, it gets a +1 counter. So Illuminator Virtuoso is probably the best creature in the deck. It has double strike and therefore just gets really out of hand power-wise, faster than anything else, but any of the creatures can potentially kill your opponent dead. So then we're of course going to want spells that target our own stuff and then either pump them or cantrip. So Defiant Strike, +1/0, draw a card. Ancestral Anger, +X0 and draw a card. X is 1 plus the number of Ancestral Angers in the graveyard. Homestead Courage, which +1 counters and gives Vigilance, and it has flashback, so you can cast it as a second targeted spell. God's Willing, which gives our guys protection from a color and scries. We do need to prevent our guys from dying to removal spells, and we cannot allow our guys to, target one guy with a bunch of spells, Voltroning a bunch of +1 counters on him, only for them to just die to Fatal Push, so we do need protection. Monstrous Rage, probably the best pump spell in the deck. Target creature gets +2/0 and a monster roll token attached to it. The monster roll token is +1 and trample, so basically give target creature +3/+1 and trample, and then a permanent +1 after that. And then Reckless Rage is you deal 2 damage to one of your own creatures and 4 damage to an opposing creature, and every creature in the deck can survive Reckless Rage, so Favored Hoplite prevents the damage to it. Monastery Swiftspear prowesses, so it immediately gets to 3 toughness. 10th District Legionnaire gets a +1 counter, so it gets to 3 toughness. Dreadhorde Arcanist has 3 toughness, and Illuminator Virtuoso is the only creature in the deck that will not survive a Reckless Rage targeting it, but as long as you just target Illuminator Virtuoso with another spell before rage, then it can survive. And those are all the spells. The mana is also very straightforward. It's just a bunch of Boros lands with Den of the Bugbear in the deck as well, and 1 plains. So then the sideboard, there are 2 Lorenz Escapes, which are basically just more copies of God's Willing to protect the creatures. It's not pro color, it's hexproof and indestructible, and you scry 1, so basically the same thing in most circumstances. Get Lost, because sometimes we need to kill opposing creatures. Invasion of Gobakon, because sometimes we need Thoughtseize in our Boros deck. Rest in Peace, because we need to kill graveyards, specifically out of Phoenix, but there's other decks that require it too. Redain for big heavy spell decks, or decks like Boros Convoke, where we can play it on the backside and prevent damage from all the little X1 or like 1X creatures. Rending Volleys, those are straightforward. Gigantha, because we can play Gigantha in this deck, and then Showdown of the Scalds is going to be for the grindier matchups like Rakdos Mid, where they interact a lot and like kill all of our guys, so we need to be able to rebuild, and that's where Showdown comes in. So as far as everything else in the deck, oh yeah, and then there's 1 Flowstone Infusion. Target creature gets +2/-2 until end of turn, so it can either be used as a pump spell on our own guys or as a main deck removal spell to kill other things out of our opponent's deck. So as far as the exact play patterns go, we're looking to probably play Favored Hoplite on turn 1 and then just pump the hell out of it and kill our opponents, or we're looking to get down Illuminator Virtuoso as our best creature and just pump the hell out of it and then give it trample with either Monstrous Rage or Ancestral Anger, or just one of these other creatures. Oh, Sajiri Shelter is 2 mana for pro color, but it's also a land. And then aside from that, I mean, we're really just trying to Voltron onto one guy. Illuminator Virtuoso is a way to either filter lands out of our hand or just get bigger with the connive, just like filter into things that we need. Specifically, we can like discard Homestead Courage to the connive trigger and then flash back the Homestead Courage. We can sometimes kill multiple things by like casting Reckless Rage on a creature, and then Dreadhorde Arcanist attacks and then casts the Reckless Rage from the graveyard, targeting something else and killing another creature, or just dealing more than 4 damage to something that's bigger. We also can like double pump, like Monster Rage onto a creature, and then Dreadhorde Arcanist attacks, and then Monster Rage onto another creature. Also, although most of the spells in our deck are 1 mana, there are occasional 2 mana and up cards that we can play. So for example, Get Lost out of the sideboard. So sometimes you can pump Dreadhorde Arcanist by like casting Defiant Strike on it, Get Lost a creature, attack with Dreadhorde Arcanist, and rebuy Get Lost to double kill opposing creatures. Same deal with like Flowstone Infusion, double kill spell there, or like double trample, double God's Willing on guys. And another hidden mode of God's Willing is, of course, that you can target your guy and name the color that all of your opponent's blockers are, so you just attack through them. So sometimes God's Willing is trample adjacent, or even better than trample. It just makes your guy straight up unblockable, which is really good with Illuminator Virtuoso. And then other than that, there's not too much to discuss about the deck. So let's go ahead and jump into our league. All right, we're on the play for round 1, Giganta Reveal. All right, 3 lands, Illuminator, triple spell, seems good to me. Keep this. Let's play Sacred Foundry tapped, over to them. I guess there's like the off chance they might play like a 1-drop that we can Flowstone, but yeah, that's fine. Fairy Dream Thief. All right, I do not, so they're a black deck, so I do not want to expose Illuminator Virtuoso to a fatal push, so let's just not play it until next turn. So let's just pass back to them and then hold up Illuminator. Just play Illuminator with God's Willing up. So they're attacking with the Dream Thief. We take 1. All right, if they play Copter here, I will Flowstone this guy. Deep Cavern Bat. All right, so we have to Flowstone it. So Deep Cavern Bat trigger, kill the bat. So they see our hand, but other than that, we get to keep our Illuminator. So they know we have God's Willing now, unfortunately, but they probably would suspect it if we just pass with open white mana anyway. Ooh, another Virtuoso. All right, let's play this on the white side, and then cast Virtuoso, and then pass back to them with God's Willing open. All right, attack with the Fairy Dream Thief. That's fine. Plays another Fairy Dream Thief. Surveils Graveyard Trespasser, Urborg, Copter. Okay, so I can get in a bunch of damage this turn, which seems like probably a good bet. So let's Anger, trigger Connive. Let's Connive, probably Homestead. Ooh, another Homestead. All right, Connive Homestead to the graveyard, then resolve Anger, draw a card. Favored Hoplite. I kind of feel like going all in on this guy. So let's flashback Homestead Courage here. Trigger, let's start getting rid of creatures. So let's get rid of Favored Hoplite. Then we can Homestead here. Trigger it again. Get rid of Swift Spear. All right, we do have to hold up God's Willing though, so let's shock this in. And then go to combat. So this is 14 damage. All right, they're at 6. It's back to them. Cruise the Copter. Attacks with both creatures. So Copter trigger, ditches a land. All right, we take 4, go to 12. I mean, they do need a blocker here, right? So they have double Mutavault, which we can't God's Willing through. That's fine. Colorless Black. Plays another Copter. All right. That seems like a really greedy attack to attack with this guy. All right, another Fairy Dream Thief. Surveils a land to the graveyard. All right, well, I can play 10th District Legionnaire and Homestead Courage it, and then I have 2 really good attacks, so let's do that. Although I don't get to Connive if I do that, but I think that's fine. So 10th District Legionnaire, then let's Homestead Courage here. Trigger this. Scry land to the bottom. So they're almost dead. So go to combat. Attack with both. They only get 1 block. I assume they'll just put Fairy in front of this and then take 4 and go to 2. Cruise the Copter. All right, so block here so they can loot. That's fine. Discards Mirex. So damage. They go to 2. And then I will play this land because if I connive, I'm probably conniving this other Illuminator. So we still can't quite attack through them because they have these colorless creatures that can block whether we God's Willing or not. But we are putting them in a situation where they have to leave back multiple blockers every turn. All right, crew the Copter. They're attacking with everything. All right. Is their plan just going to be like to double Mutavault and block? All right, well, we take 5 and go to 7. Another land. This seems like an extremely greedy attack. All right, well, go to combat. They have to block both of these, so attack with both. Animate Mutavault. Block there, go to damage. Both the Mutavaults die. So let's see. I can play this, play Illuminator. Actually, let's get Giganta in my hand first. So I'm going to get Giganta into my hand, play Illuminator. So now I have 3 lethal creatures in play with God's Willing open. And they only have 5 damage. Or even if they play something to crew the Copter, they only have 6 damage. Okay. So they loot. Discarding Gix. We can't block. We go to 2. The only card I can think that I'm dead to is what? Sign in Blood? Sheoldred, you say? Really? Really? They just happened to get Sheoldred as their last card. All right. God's willing here. I think I can draw anything. All right. Well, it doesn't matter what I scry because I'm just going to die on my draw step. So, yeah, we're dead. Let's see. I guess Get Lost and probably want Invasion in this matchup. They're aggro, so they don't have like that much removal. They probably have Fatal Push and then some other stuff to bring in. So I'm not sure how to sideboard with this deck, but I assume it's kind of like Boggles or any that type of deck where you can't side out too many creatures. And I'm also assuming that the 2 mana creatures are harder to protect. So let's get rid of this one. Probably, no, I would bring in Showdown if it was Rakdos mid, but it's mono black aggro. So these are the cards I'm thinking are good. So what's not good? Flowstone Infusion really can't kill anything. So let's, I mean, it can kill fairies, but whatever. I guess it can also kill Mutavaults. How good is that? That doesn't seem great. Let's just not play that. And then I don't even really need Vigilance in this deck because all their creatures fly. All right, let's get rid of those. I have to cut some creatures, right? What's the worst 2-drop? Is it 10th District? Maybe Swift Spear. I'm not sure. Let's get rid of 10th District. All right, let's try that. All right, we got 2 lands, a bunch of stuff. This is fine. Just Arcanist, maybe a bit too slow against them. I'm not sure about that. Like, it doesn't seem like they're actually that fast at killing you. It seems because they got all these like crappy 1-power creatures. It seems like the major thing that's going to be relevant in this matchup is just like getting through their walls of creatures and making sure our guys don't die to all the black removal spells. All right, let's shock this in and cast Swift Spear and attack them. Tapped Castle. All right, play Invasion. So their hand is, wow, Ray, Heartless Act, Push, Gix. Well, I actually don't care about Gix because I can just kill it. So, I mean, like, I take Heartless Act. All right, let's attack Invasion and get it to 1. I mean, this is just insane, but like, all right, Fatal Push, that's fine. So we have a lot of removal to fight through. Okay, well, I'll play Hoplite. I guess while they're tapped out, I should draw a card because I ain't using this otherwise. So draw a card. Like this might actually come down to getting Gigantha in my hand. So maybe the choice was just to take Gix. I don't know. Rave Enfeeblement. All right, there's another swamp. Well, we got a lot to fight through. Illuminator Virtuoso. Go. Die to a removal spell. I don't know. Am I supposed to hold that and then like hope they play Gix and then get lost the Gix end of turn? I don't know. Rave Enfeeblement. All right. So here comes Gix. Well, let's just pass it back to them. Problem is they'll eventually get enough lands to where they can start locked waning. All right, get lost. Land number 4. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? You've got to be joking. Well, we're dead. I guess I can target their own guy to draw cards and then lose a bunch more life. Yeah, we're dead. All right then. Well, we're on Heroic and our opponent kept a hand with literally 5 removal spells and then drew Land Sheoldred. So, I mean, what am I supposed to do? How is Pauper compared to the other leagues? Much, much better. All right, we're on the play for round 2. Reveal Gigantha. We only have 1 land, Mulbus. We have too many lands, but going to 5 seems terrible. So let's keep this and put back Sacred Foundry, Battlefield Forge. All right, play this tapped. Over to them. Darkslick Shores. Thoughtseize. All right, goodbye, Illuminator. Hello, Illuminator. The Thoughtseize bugs are real. Over to them. Hall of the Storm Giants. Kills our guy. All right. Well, Gigantha is what's happening next turn. Play land, Gigantha. So presumably this is Dark Phoenix. Ledger Shredder. All right. Play Favored Hoplite. I'm not going to bother Voltroning this, so let's just play that normally and then play Vantage and then back to them. Sleight of Hand, sure. Murk Water Pathway. Then they're going to Bitter Triumph our dude, sure. They Connive. They discarded Otawara. So attack here. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Let's just cast Gigantha. Opts end of turn. They kept the card on top really fast. Considerer. Didn't bin the card. Bitter Triumph, discarding a land, conniving. Gets rid of Picklock Prankster. And then attacks for 2. All right, well, we're not under any real pressure here, so I guess that's fine. All right, so Dreadhorde seems really bad and on a board against a Ledger Shredder. They are representing Fatal Push with this 1 land, but yeah, I guess they are representing Fatal Push. So let's just play Dreadhorde and pass the turn. And then if they Fatal Push it, I'll God's Willing in response. Casts Sheoldred. Well, that's a problem. So I would have to rip quite the draw here in order to not just die to Sheoldred. Reckless Rage would do it, kind of. Well, all we've drawn is a land, so we're just going to lose. Like, I can't see any way out of this. Any spells that I cast just trigger the Connive, and we're going to lose the race to the Shieldred. Yeah, all right. Like, I'm technically not dead there, but they would have to have literally nothing for multiple turns through us conniving on their Shredder, and we would have to draw Insane. So, all right. Showdown, Get Lost, Lauren's Escape. What else? Rip. We want to bring in a lot here. Invasion, no. Rending Volley only kills Ledger Shredder and doesn't kill anything else, and it only kills Shredder if we hit it early. What is bad? Vigilance can go. Flowstone Infusion doesn't kill anything. We already have Reckless Rages to kill the Shredders, so no need to bring in Rending Volleys. I'm not going to cut any of that. Let's cut Sajiri Shelter. Let's cut... It's like really hard for Dreadhorde to attack into them, but I don't know. Maybe I just shave a bunch of stuff. I do have to have ways of getting rid of Shieldred, so let's see. Let's cut one of the Reckless Rages. Let's cut one Hoplite, one 10th District Legionnaire, one Dreadhorde, and probably another spell, right? Let's actually just cut 2 Reckless Rages. Like, I don't have to kill their creatures that badly. All right, let's do that. All right, we got double Showdown in our hand, although our mana base is really painful. So, I don't know, that's fine. We'll keep. So, Battlefield Forge, pass. I think if I don't draw a third land, I'm not supposed to play Illuminator. Or maybe I am, I don't know. If they tap out and just play Ledger Shredder, all right, so shock this in. Let's just cast this. The reason I want to cast this now is it screws up their next turn because it means if they want to kill this, they have to spend their turn killing it instead of casting Ledger Shredder. And because I have on a third land anyway, I'm fairly likely to get to Showdown of the Scald's mana. All right, there's the black land. All right, so they are killing it. It is, of course, very possible that I'm just wrong and should not cast the Illuminator there. Ooh, I was going to put Jagantha in my hand, but now I'm just going to cast Hoplite. I think I want to Defiant this now. All right, so heal to this. We get a counter. I just want to draw because I want to get to my 4th land for Showdown. All right, over to them. Casting Opt. Land number 3. No actions on their part. All right, not another land, so let's just play 10th District Legionnaire and then have God's Willing up. All right, 10th District Legionnaire. Go to combat. Swing. Bitter Triumph. All right, God's Willing. So name black, then Scry. I do want a 4th land, but I don't want Vantage. So put that on the bottom. All right, so they take 5. They're at 15. They can untap and sweep my board or just kill stuff. Bitter Triumph, discarding a land. All right. And now they can Treasure Cruise and refill their hand. There's the cruise. Plays another land. All right, there's an untapped land. All right, so let's put this on white. And let's just make sure Showdown resolves here. So Showdown, trigger this, exiling all of this stuff. All right, so combat, swing. Bitter Triumph, discarding a Phoenix, but they have no other plays after that. All right, so then this triggers. So let's cast 10th District Legionnaire. I mean, if they have another removal spell, they have another removal spell. Ancestral Anger. Actually, I'm going to cast Swift Spear this turn, so let's make sure I cast Swift Spear first. So Swift Spear, trigger. All right, Anger here. Pay the red. Let's make sure this targets Swift Spear, so we diversify which creatures we're targeting, just in case they have removal. And then resolve this ability. Reckless Rage on top. I don't want that, so bottom that. Then resolve Anger, question mark? Yeah, Anger resolves. All right, play Den. Go to combat. Attack. This was basically the play pattern that played out when I played Dark Phoenix against Boros Heroic in the final round of the Atlanta Championship. Free the Fae, and they can get back a removal spell. So they're getting back Bitter Triumph. Free the Fae again. They milled over Cruise, Languish, Ray. They probably don't have time to cast Languish, though, and it's not even going to be able to kill these if I target 10th District with anything, so they should probably get back Cruise. No, they chose Ray of Enfeeblement. All right. They're at 3. Pick lock, and then they're going to Ray the 10th District Legionnaire. They should do it now before I potentially untap with... Yeah, okay. But they're still very dead here. Reckless Rage. All right, they're dead. So Rage, this. So their dude dies, and then we just hit them. Yep. I don't know. These guys actually felt kind of good, whereas playing a guy that can't attack immediately feels kind of bad. So maybe we just don't run Dreadhorde, and we just run all the 10th Districts. Like, Haste feels really good in this matchup. So, yeah, I think we do that. All right, run it back. All right, so on the draw for game 3, this hand's fine. We'll keep this. Murkwater Pathway. Well, that represents a removal spell, but I'm not going to not play Swift Spear here. If they want to spend Fatal Push to kill Swift Spear, I guess that's fine. Like, the problem is whether I play this now or I play 10th District next turn, there's just, like, no good curve. I don't want to play Swift Spear and just hold up Lauren's Escape, so I'll probably play Swift Spear here, have them spend their removal, and then wait on 10th District. Or I don't know, maybe I do wait. But if I wait and then they just play Ledger Shredder and then I play Swift Spear into a board that has a Ledger Shredder on it, then it's even worse. All right, play Swift Spear. Yep, so it gets pushed. And then over to them. Odawara. Yeah, there's the Ledger Shredder. Oh man, now it's just really awkward. All right, play this tapped. I'm not running out 10th District with no protection up, so back over to them. Plays a tap land of their own. It seems really greedy to attack in this position, but all right, sure. Favored Hoplite, you say. Well, let's play this, and let's play 10th District Legionnaire, and then go to combat, swing. All right, they take 2, end of turn. Are they going to try to kill it? No. Steam Vents, tapped, no attacks. All right, if they have double removal, then I guess they got us. I drew Defiant Strike. All right, so Anger here, trigger this guy. Inspiring Vantage, put that on the bottom. Try to resolve Anger. All right, let's go to combat, attack. The Ledger Shredder makes it so awkward because I don't want to double spell ever. All right, well, let's just pass back to them. No actions on their part. Plays a tap land. Attacks with Ledger Shredder, okay? That implies to me that they're going to sweep the board. Yeah, sweeping the board. I can actually get this out of a Languish range. So let's Defiant Strike, trigger. Yeah, sure, top that. Then resolve this. Then, by the way, this is the reason you don't run Languish as one of your sweepers. So triggers. Ledger Shredder gets to connive, but that's fine. Let's put this on the bottom. They discard a Phoenix. All right. Well, our guy survives Languish, so Languish kills their dude, and now we have 5 power. Can we try to kill them this turn? It's possible. So let's Anger here. Trigger. I guess I do need to draw a land, so let's draw the land. Then resolve Anger. Then let's play another Defiant Strike. Or do I just play 10th District? So this is 8. I mean, this only represents 2 damage. This also represents 2 damage. So I guess if I draw Monstrous Rage, that's potentially a kill. I don't know. Defiant Strike, trigger, Reckless Rage on top, bottom that. Resolve Defiant Strike, draw. Okay. Is it correct to go shields down? I think it's worth going shields down if I can just hit them. So let's shock this in. Let's 10th District and attack for 12. So they're at 2. So they have to have either another sweeper or double removal to kill both of our guys. So, and even if they double kill our guys, then we still have more guys to follow it up with. So I think we're fine. Fatal Push, sure. Discards a land. This guy dies. Free the Fae, milling another Phoenix over, but they don't have a third spell this turn to bring the Phoenixes back. So then we just get lost Shredder and kill them. Yep. So get lost the Shredder. Go to combat. Swing. All right. On to round 3. On the play. So we don't have any creatures in our opening hand. That seems like a problem. Yeah, that does seem like a problem. Let's mull. All right, we have a creature in our opening hand. So let's keep this and put back Sajiri Shelter, I think. I don't know. I'm not playing anything on turn 1 anyway. So now let's put back Sajiri Shelter. All right, Vantage, go. Mana Confluence into Goose. All right, so Amalia. So we need a Turbo Luminator. All right, play Illuminator. We are getting a lot of damage in next turn if I draw land, which I can with Connive pretty effectively, and Defiant Strike. Concealed Courtyard. Prosperous Innkeeper. All right, I just need to hit my 3rd land. There's my 3rd land. All right, so Defiant Strike here. Trigger this. Let's ditch Swift Spear, then resolve this one. Reckless Rage. Interesting. If I kill Innkeeper, it prevents them from comboing next turn. How much damage do I hypothetically do if I just cast these 2? That's 3, 4, 5, 6. So lethal if they don't block. But I can't do this at instant speed. I can only do this at instant speed. So let's play this. And then I'll make my connive decision based on what I homestead this into. All right. Homestead, trigger, discard Swift Spear. All right. So then Homestead Courage resolves. And then we go to combat. If they don't block, they're dead. No blocks. All right. Rage. Trigger. Ditch this thing. All right, this is lethal. All right, sideboard. So it's Amalia, so I want Rending Volley, I guess, and Get Lost. Sort of want Rest in Peace to stop all of their recursion shenanigans. So this, and then if I'm bringing in Rip, I don't want Arcanist, because then it doesn't do anything if I have Rip in play, so let's get rid of that. I don't need as much protection because they usually don't have that many removal spells, which means that God's Willing is less good. They also have different colors of creatures, which means this doesn't actually get through their board. So cut some of that. And then what else? They have a lot of creatures and they have a lot of like higher toughness creatures and life gain, so I guess Swift Spear probably gets less useful. Oh, Sajiri Shelter should get cut over God's Willing. I don't know, that feels right. I feel like we can beat them if we just keep them from comboing. So just all the removal in. This stays relatively the same. I guess I want God's Willing more than I want Homestead Courage, probably. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I want it more than Swift Spear. Let's cut Swift Spear. And then the second rip, just get rid of all the Swift Spears. All right, let's do that. I'm just thinking, like, they've got Goose, they've got 1/3 Walkers, they've got Amalia, like, plenty of things that block Swift Spear unless we multi-spell, and then Swift Spear is the only creature that doesn't stay permanently pumped. All right, we got Illuminator, and we got God's Willing and spells, so I'm good with this hand. Temple Garden, Shocked In, plays Lunark, all right. Rest in Peace, all right, so play this tapped, and back to them. Takanuma, Wild Growth Walker, all right, so they potentially have Amalia next turn, but I can't do anything about that, so... Also, the fact that they played Takanuma here leads me to believe they don't have another land. So I'm just going to run out Virtuoso right now. Well, they do in fact have another land, but it's not another white land. So Skyclave is not up for consideration. Oh, they have Cord. Well, yep, there's the combo. So unless I draw Get Lost, we're dead. All right, so Amalia up to here, milling this over, leaving a Fatal Push on top. Not really sure why they're leaving a Fatal Push on top, but sure. All right, we need to draw removal. We did not draw. I guess I can play this and block, right? So I play this. I can prevent all the damage, and then when they try to push it, I can God's Willing, naming black. All right, so play this on white, play Favored, and then we have to pass here. Casting Wild Growth, Attacks with Amalia, so we block, and then before damage, Monstrous Rage, our Hoplite, so yield here. All right, we don't take any damage, so it harmlessly bumps off of our favored Hoplite. And we know they have a Fatal Push in their hand. Plays a tap land. So all I have to do at this point is just keep holding spells open. It is awkward that one of our cards is, or one of our lands is a red land, so I can't really do anything here. I just have to pass so that I can hold up Defiant plus God's Willing, right? Yeah. So let's just pass it back to them. I guess if they ever put another life gain thing on the stack, then they just lose because they have to mill their whole deck out. All right, they swing here. We block Amalia. Then before damage, cast Defiant Strike on our dude. All right, prevent the damage. Defiant Strike resolves. Ancestral Anger, not an instant. Continues to be awkward. Reckless Rage is an instant. So I can Homestead Courage now. So Homestead Courage on our guy, I guess. We get Vigilance at least. Go to combat. Attack. All right, opponent's at 69. Nice. Opponent goes to combat. Swings with both. All right, we block Amalia. Before damage, Reckless Rage, shoot this dude. Actually, yeah, I'm not going to be able to kill Amalia. So target our guy, Den of the Bugbear, trigger, no damage on our dude. Then this guy dies off, and no damage, harmlessly bump off Amalia. Back to our turn. 10th District Legionnaire. Well, we can't do anything with that, so Ancestral Anger to draw a card. We have drawn a land. What am I doing here? I'm attacking and playing 10th District Legionnaire and not attacking with it, and then just holding up God's Willing so I can chump this and God's Willing it in case they try to Fatal Push. Because I'm not doing anything else, and I don't have another instant besides God's Willing. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing. So play 10th District Legionnaire, and then go to combat, attack with favored Hoplite. Oh, they have Coco? Sure. Coco. Another Amalia and an Innkeeper. So Legend rule out the crappy Amalia, and then the Innkeeper resolves. Okay. They're at 70. They explore a land. Sure. And they have no reason to block this, so they go to 61. Plays a Lunark Veteran. Yeah, let's just yield to this. Let's yield to this. Explores Lunark Veteran. Presumably that will go into their bin. Yep. Fatal Push time, finally. Fatal Push. God's Willing. Trigger. Illuminator, bottom that. Name black. Bottom the land. All right, I'm now pro-black and can block Amalia, unless they have Skyclave or something. Brings back Luminous Phantom, gains some more life. Prosperous Innkeeper on top, bins that, gains some more life. Wild Growth on top, and they're gonna leave it or not? Bottom it, or bin it. All right. Well, they don't have a good attack now. We don't have a good attack now, so I guess we just play Rip and pass the turn. All right, play Rip. Oh, I guess I should have cast this Homestead Courage first. Whatever, it's fine. So we can't attack, so back to them. All right, swing, go to blocks. Block here, before damage. Reckless Rage, shoot that. Choose this, Rage. So then this flyer dies, and we don't die to Amalia. All right, we have a 9/10 Hoplite that is nowhere near being able to actually compete with Amalia on the board. All right, Man, I don't even know. I guess I get Gigantha into my hand. That's not even relevant, is it? All right, let's just Homestead Courage this dude. So trigger, then go to combat, attack with both of these creatures. So more flash nonsense. All right, there's Coco. Archon of Emeria and another Lunarch veteran. Uh-huh. All right, so they're back up to 66. They have something on top, I don't know. All right, they're at 52. We've got one more spell to block Amalia. Plays an Innkeeper. Uh-huh. All right, let's just auto-yield all this life gain. And Amalia's trigger. Forest. Amalia, another land. Plays a tap land. All right, combat. Swing with all this stuff. All right, block here. And before damage, Monstrous Rage. All right, we can only have one roll at a time. So we block Amalia. We're at 13 from the rest of these dudes. All right, go to combat. Attack with both. Damage at 39. All right, play Illuminator. Plays a tap land. Combat. Chump block Amalia. Take 5, go to 8. Opponent plays Extraction Specialist, gaining a bunch of life. Uh-huh. And then they get to explore 3 times. Goose. Chord of Calling, I imagine that's staying on top. Yeah, so Chord's on top. And we drew nothing. So presumably they can Chord for Skyclave or something. I can't even really attack with this board anyway. So put Gigantha in my hand, play a tap land, and pass. If it is Chord for Skyclave, then I block here and take 8 exactly and still lose. All right, chump here, block the Hoplite, or the Extraction Specialist rather. So we take 5, go to 3. They get another life gain trigger off of the Extraction Specialist, presumably. They're going to Chord mid-combat. Okay, X is 2, grabbing Dina. Oh, and that'll drain us out because they get 4 triggers? No, so yeah, that'll drain us out. All right, sideboarding. I mean, I feel like this is correct, although I should note Lauren's Escape is indestructible, so that is actually better than God's Willing. So let's at least swap those. All right, on the play, what do we got? Reveal Gigantha. This looks fine. Keep this. So play Vantage, go. And then presumably it's better to play Illuminator first, get more damage out. Razor Verge into Goose. All right, play Illuminator. Amalia. Okay, that has to die. Another 10th District Legionnaire. Okay, so if I Reckless Rage my Virtuoso, that doesn't work unless I cast another spell on it first, and I kind of don't want to waste the God's Willings and Lauren's Escapes at this point, plus the 10th District Legionnaires can help fix my next draws, so I think it's probably best to go 10th District, Reckless the 10th District on Amalia, and then just attack with both, and then reassess putting counters on Illuminator next turn. So let's cast 10th District, then Reckless, here. So trigger, pay the 3, and then yield to this. Rending Volley on top. All right, let's keep that. So Amalia die, and then we can go to combat and attack for 5. Opponent plays Innkeeper. Eats the food of the Goose, plays another Innkeeper. Then they're going to play something else. Wildgrowth Walker, gain more life. All right, that's fine. I think I just played another 10th District and attack them, and then if they block, or do I just kill this right now? Maybe that's better. All right, 10th District. Just get our aggro on. It's actually a little awkward if I target this one because then they can actually trade Innkeepers with this guy. So if I just attack, presumably they can block here or here, right? I guess I don't have to cast Rending Volley. Oh, wait, no. It's Rending Volley, not Reckless Rage. What am I thinking? All right, so yeah, then we just attack with everything and then Lauren's or God's Willing as needed. So swing, blocks there. So let's God's Willing. So trigger, don't need a land, bottom that. Then resolve the God's Willing. We name green. Rip is okay, but we kind of just want more removal, so I'm gonna bottom that. Like, if they're gonna reanimate both of these, they're gonna do it this turn, so I don't have time for Rip anyway. Another Wild Growth. Okay, they do have Chord mana now. Goose. All right, they don't have Chord. Whew. They're attacking. All right, another Rending Volley. All right, well, I mean, if they ever put Amalia into play, we can just volley it, so let's just attack. Now, they don't have any good blocks. Let's Lauren's Escape here, and then we can connive and potentially find more pump spells. Yeah, so let's do that. So Lauren's Escape here. So trigger connive. All right, ditch Rending Volley. Scry, land to the bottom. Then I could rage this now, but I mean, if he blocks any of our creatures, he dies. So let's just go to combat. Swing. All right, no blocks. So if I Reckless here, then it's 6, 9, 12, so it's not lethal. So let's just hit them. All right, over to them. We have double removal for anything that they could play. Skyclave Apparition. So they get a bunch of life. Which one of our guys are they targeting? Presumably Illuminator, right? Yeah. All right. So takes the Illuminator, gains some life. Huh. All right. So I feel like I should do something right now. So let's Reckless Rage, targeting the Walker. Because even if I target this, then this can just freely block the 2/2. So let's shoot that. Our guy, pay red. Then we get a Scry. So resolve this ability. We don't want another creature. Bottom that. I guess I can Rending Volley this thing, but then I don't have a removal spell for Amalia if they find a way to get Amalia in place. So let's just not do that. All right. Draw a land. They have 4 damage on the backswing, so let's just go to combat. Attack. Blocks with a Goose. Goose dies. Let's shock this in and then grab Giganta out of our board. All right, over to them. Wild Growth Walker. So they're at 8. I mean, how much can they really afford to attack me here, right? Like, not a lot. Swings with just these dudes. So if I Rending Volley this, then this free blocks the illusion. This blocks here, and they take 3. So I need to not spend it. All right, we're at 6. Rest in peace. They do have to hypothetically block both of these guys. Probably. I guess they don't because they have food tokens. So let's just attack with the bigger one and leave this one to block. So swing. No blocks there. They go to 4. All right, let's play Rest in Peace. Now, presumably they'll either pop this food or make a new food. All right, make a new food. So they don't have any good attacks. And Fatal Push our guy, really. All right, Fatal Push our guy. Attack, attack, attack. All right, so we have to Rending Volley now. I mean, we don't have to, but we should. So Rending Volley, kill this thing, make an illusion, block one of the Innkeepers. So we're at 5. Another 10th District Legionnaire. All right, so if I attack with everything, they pop a food, go to 7, and that is 7, so they do have to block one of them. And they don't have that much on the backswing either, so let's just cast 10th District Legionnaire. And then I guess let's just swing with everything. All right, attack. So free block here, then chump block here, making another food. That seems really risky. What if... Yeah, okay. So they have 3 foods and these 2 guys in play. So if they find Amalia, they do get to combo out. Oh my god. Really? Really? All right. Yeah, Amalia. So now they just chain react, gain 1,000,000 life. All our guys die. They're also leaving Collected Company on top of their deck. So, right? Yeah. So even if I find the answer to this Amalia, they still get to Coco next turn anyway. So, like, I didn't technically have to volley the Skyclave, but if I didn't, I would have been at 2 and basically unable to attack anymore. And then they could have just attacked with everything and I would have been forced to volley it next turn anyway. So I felt like I needed to volley there. All right, Amalia. Our draw is a land. I guess I'm technically not dead yet. Play this, play Giganta. It doesn't matter. They'll Coco into other threats. So I'll chump block here, and then even if I find an answer to Amalia, I have to pay the ward, go to 2, and then I'll be dead anyway. Wait, they revealed Coco again, or is this still going off? Well, we found Get Lost. Amazingly. It doesn't matter, though. They're going to Coco, and then we're going to be dead, because this has ward 3 on it for some reason. Wait, they're cracking foods? All right. Besage you on top. I don't understand. Didn't they keep Coco? I may as well let them attack in case they have Cord or something. All right, Get Lost, target here. Pay the ward. I'm at 2. I don't understand. Didn't they keep Collected Company on top of their deck? Why didn't they just cast Coco instead of popping foods? Innkeeper. Did they not keep Coco? All right, well, I can't do anything, so back to them. No, they did keep Coco. Then why in the world didn't they cast it last turn? All right, well, we're dead. Round 4, we're on the play. This hand looks kind of bad, but we do have a cantrip to maybe find some more stuff. We have a land drop every turn. I don't know. I'll keep it. All right, Vantage, Hoplite. Plays a Deathcap Glade. All right, well, let's just run out 10th District and attack them. So swing for 3. Swamp into Mosswood Dread Knight. 3/2 with trample, blah, blah, blah. All right, Ancestral Anger here. So I can set up a scenario where neither of my creatures die to getting blocked by this. God's Willing is okay. I guess it's fine because we're playing against a black-green deck. They probably have removal, so let's draw that. And then shock this in because I'm 100% going to shock this in. So then let's go to combat and swing here. And then no matter which of these he blocks, I can pump it so that it doesn't die. All right, Defiant Strike here. Bottom that. And then, so we trample over. He takes some damage here. And then we get to have God's Willing to protect this dude in case he tries to remove it. Land number 3. He has to cast this now, right? If he wants it back. Sentinel of the Nameless City. All right. Homestead Courage, you say. I mean, let's just dump everything onto 10th District at this point. So, Homestead. Monstrous Rage, absolutely. Leave that on top. Flash it back over here. Leave it on top. All right. Play this on white. Go to combat. Swing. Blocks here. I debated attacking with this, but I'm like, he doesn't have to block. So play Hoplite. Shieldred. All right, that's fine. Super, super dead to Monstrous Rage. Yeah, all right, that's fine. So then we go Monster Rage here. These don't matter anymore. And then God's Willing, name Black. Yeah, all right. So it's Black-Green Midrange. It's Golgari Midrange. So Get Lost probably to kill Shieldred and like other big threats. We probably want more protection and Showdown to not die to that stuff. Flowstone Infusion, I'm assuming can't really kill anything. It can kill Mosswood, but we don't really even need to kill Mosswood. So let's just get rid of that. And let's get rid of the Swift Spears, I guess, right? And the Homesteads. I have no idea if I'm boarding correctly, but this feels right. Or Dreadhorde Arcanist, maybe? I don't know. They're kind of slow too, right? Let's just get rid of Homesteads. I assume I have to board out some mix of spells and creatures. So let's do that. Is Invasion of Gobakon good? Probably not. Favored Hoplites don't feel great, though. Yeah, let's bring in Invasion and take out a Favored. Heroic players, let me know how wrong my boarding is. All right, Reveal Giganta. This looks fine. Keep this. Tapped. Restless Cottage. It's a 4/4 that when it attacks, you make a food and exile a card from a graveyard. Okay. Vantage. Hoplite. Overgrown Tomb. Shocked In. Playing. Kill spell. Sure. All right, let's play Dreadhorde. Another land into Skoos. All right, so we can't Dreadhorde anything anymore. I guess no, I can Reckless Rage it, right? So, they're still holding up 1 mana, so that could be Fatal Push. So let's just make sure that we're not going to get blown out. So Reckless Rage here. Skoozing our guy away. All right, so they don't have anything else. I am leery of potentially a sweeper, so let's just draw some cards. Anger, and then go to combat. Swing, get back the Anger. So we get to draw another card. All right, so they take 3. We drew some cards, and then we can hold up Lauren's Escape if they have Ritual of Soot, although if it's the other 2 sweepers, then we can't. Shieldred. All right, Defiant Strike now. I guess I don't actually have to do that, but yeah, that's fine. So I'm just going to double rage it this turn. So draw, that resolves. Then we go 10th District Legionnaire. Then we Reckless Rage here and here. We trigger the Legionnaire. God's Willing on top. Sure, I'll keep that. So then that resolves, and then we go to combat. Attack. Arcanist triggers, we get back Reckless Rage, then we Reckless Rage on our Arcanist. So Shieldred dies, they take 4, go to 12. Abrupt Decay on Arcanist, and then just pass back to us with the Legionnaire. All right, well, we can do a lot here, right? Monstrous Rage is +4 on this thing, so it's actually lethal, right? Because it's +8, so no, it's 1 short of lethal. And then if they try to kill it, we have protection, and that kills them. All right, combat, swing. So unless they have literally like double Fatal Push, Monstrous Rage, let's leave this on top in case they kill this, then we have a haste creature immediately. So Monstrous Rage. Oh wait, no, it's not, because the other Monstrous Rage token, roll token doesn't actually get through. So this is 7, and then this is plus another 3 more. So they would go to 2. I think that's still worth it. Monstrous Rage, trigger, leave that on top. All right, go to damage, they go to 2, and then I think they just don't have anything, but I'm not going to risk it. Sentinel of the Nameless City. Well, this has trample, so I mean, I can just attack and kill you. Fatal Push, Lauren's Escape. All right, got there against Golgari Midrange, and on to the final round. On the play, round 5. No lands, and we also have a full house. Double full house, mulligan. Only 1 land, and it's not even a duel, so we can't even play like multiple things. Going to 5 seems really bad, though. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to play just the Hoplite, and then try to like draw into another land. So let's keep this and put back Swift Spear. All right, so play this on white, cast Hoplite, over to them. Spire Bluff Canal. Well, that's not going to work out well for us. Ooh, we drew another land. All right, well, it's kind of working out for us. Let's just cast 10th District. Fading Hope bounced the 10th District back. All right, they scried it to the top, so attack for 1. Steam Vents tapped. A 3rd land would be great here. We drew a 3rd land. Shock this in, cast 10th District, go to combat. Attack. I don't think they have another burn, but again, I'm not going to risk it. We can get the 10th District, Delver. We can get the 10th District out of range of burn. All right. Defiant Strike the 10th District. Trigger. What is on top? Scry land to the bottom. Resolve Defiant Strike? Yep. All right, God's willing. Go to combat. Attack. No blocks. All right, let's Monstrous Rage now. Trigger. Put a land on the bottom. So this 10th district going to get real big. Wizards retort to counter. All right. Damage, they're at 10. Play this land, go. Delver trigger. They did not flip. Land number 4. No attacks. All right, well, let's just keep slamming into them. So go to combat. Attack. Play with fire here. Nah. God's willing. Trigger. I think I'm actually going to name blue because it means they can't block it. And it also means that if they have bounce spells, they can't play those because it's already protected from all burn via its own ability. Tishana's Tidebinder. Okay. Targeting this dude. So they're going to prevent the counter from going on it, and they're going to prevent the... So they prevent the counter from going on it, and they prevent all further counters from going on it. So unless I God's Willing it now, then I guess I have to God's Willing it now. All right. God's Willing. Trigger. Then we're going to name blue. Absolutely keep that on top. Then this should fizzle, and then I guess red. I don't know. Red. Top this. Does that not fizzle, or that still fizzles it? Huh. No blocks, you say. All right, they go to 4. Post-combat cast Illuminator, because they're countering the ability and not... Yeah, okay. So Delver trigger. They do flip it, revealing Wizard's Lightning, so they can kill this or this, but not 10th District. They're attacking with Delver here? That seems so greedy. Go to combat. Actually, I should have put Gigantha in my hand first so I could connive this. Whatever. Attack. I don't think it matters, really. They have to block this, right? Sokinzon. Sure. So I know they have Wizard's Lightning in their hand. They only have 4 toughness, though, so I guess let's see where they block. Here, and then they're going to, what, whiz this? This is going to be 8 power trample, so they're dead. They can't lightning it, and they can't prevent all the blocks. Or they can't prevent all the trample, rather. Yeah, attacking with Delver was so freaking greedy there. I can't believe they did that. All right, Monstrous Rage on the Hoplite. Trigger. So it's Wizard Tribal. Welcome, Co-Diamonds Raiders. We are in round 5 of a Pioneer League. We're playing Heroic, and we are playing against, I guess, is it Wizards? With Delver and Tishana's Tidebinder, and Wizards Lightning and Retort. So let's see. I want Rending Volley. Presumably they're playing Treasure Cruise, although I'm not sure about that. They probably are, though. So let's run one of these. Let's run the Battle. And what else? What do I not want? Let's cut Sajiri. Let's cut Homestead Courage as a sorcery speed card that just lets them blow us out. Flowstone Infusion kills Delver and Tidebinder. So I guess it actually is good against them. Let's cut 2 Swift Spears. All right, let's try that. All right, this hand is acceptable. We'll keep this. I probably need to wait until turn 3 to play this so that I can have protection for it. Because I don't think I can just run Dreadhorde. Sleep Cursed Fairy. All right, play Vantage, go. Steam Vents, shock it in. All right, well, I'm going to play this tapped and then pass it back. So attempt to untap this thing. Then the last stun counter comes off of it. Land number 3. Untap it. Attack for 3, sure. If they have double removal for Dreadhorde, then they got us. I guess they're not even putting that much pressure on, though. I could wait until I have double God's Willing open. Never mind. All right, the second Dreadhorde Arcanist seals it. We're playing this one. All right, so back to them. Considers on end step. Puts it play with fire into their yard. Shivan Reef. They attack again. We go to 14. No actions on their turn. Okay, so this has Ward 2. All right, let's play Pillar Verge. I have to try to do something here. So let's Ancestral Anger on our guy. Yeah, all right. So Ancestral Anger, and let's see if they respond to this. They did not. All right. Defiant Strike, because I would rather recast Defiant Strike. 3 mana. Otawara. Wow. Yeah, Otawara. God's Willing does nothing to this. All right. Well, this fizzles. Then we play Dreadhorde again. Why did they allow us to resolve Anger first? All right, whatever. Back to them. Another 3 from the Fairy. We go to 11. Another Fairy. And back to us. Ooh, Illuminator Virtuoso. All right, we're playing that. So cast Illuminator. Try to enter combat. All right, Ward is counter, so I can just Rending Volley this if I want to. Attack, trigger, targeting, Defiant Strike. Opponent responds with Tishana's Tidebinder. That's fine. Tidebinder. So it is going to counter the first one regardless, right? But I do still need to kill Tishana, so let's just shoot that. So it still counters this, and then we just hit them. All right, I'm going to run out the other Dreadhorde. Opponent considers, puts another Consider in the bin. Treasure Cruise, draw a bunch of cards. Shocks in Steam Vents. They have 2 mana. Play with fire, kill our Illuminator. All right. So we take 3 from here, we go to 8, but we can flashback Rending Volley. Flowstone Infusion. So, all right, go to combat. So attack with both of these, and then we are going to target Rending Volley, and the other one is going to target Defiant Strike. So Defiant on one of our dudes. Fading Hope. All right, God's Willing. Name Blue. So fizzle that out. 10th District Legionnaire on top. Yeah, that's fine. Top that. So that fizzles, then this resolves, we draw the Legionnaire, then this should resolve, we kill this fairy. All right, so 3 and 2 with Heroic. So first of all, this deck is very much not my jam, but as is, it falls into the same kind of like Boggles problem where you need the right mix of creatures and spells, you need your creature not to die, and in particular, it seems very fragile because you have, by the way that the deck functions, you kind of have to load a lot of counters onto single guy like 10th District Favored and Illuminator Virtuoso in order to really get them big enough that they can plow through your opponent. And if there's ever a window where you are forced to tap out, or your opponent, or you don't have God's Willing or Lauren's Escape to protect them, or your opponent has like multiple removal spells or sweepers that just don't even care about these protection spells, then your board gets blown out and you're way behind. So cards I didn't like, Swift Spear, I understand why it's here, but unlike all the other creatures that continuously get bigger, or Dreadhorde that's just like a card advantage machine by continuously getting back cards, this just only gets pumped the turn you cast a spell and then it's back to normal. Also, like Flowstone Infusion isn't that great. Obviously, Homestead Courage isn't that great. Like, there's a reason that these are 1 and 2 ofs and not 4 ofs like the other spells. I don't know if there's better spells you could replace these with. The Sejiri Shelter never came up, but I don't feel like you ever want a land that has to enter tapped, and this is just a worse protection spell than the other protection spells you could play, so maybe those could see some reconsideration of what they are. Other than that, it feels fine. I didn't get enough sideboard games in to know if this sideboard is correct, but feels correct. It feels like this is probably what you want given the field. So I think that's going to be the end of Boros Heroic here.